was having dinner with my in-laws as my mother-in-law leaned over and asked with a whisper, "Why did you marry my son?" I stare at the woman in absolute confusion. I knew Billy had some oddities and quirks that made it seem like red flags. However, it didn't bother me. "What do you mean?" I whispered back, trying to be polite. I knew my confusion could be seen and heard. "My son didn't tell you?" My mother-in-law Catherine asked in disbelief. I slowly shook my head. "What are you talking about?" Then Billy walked back from the bathroom and took a seat next to me. "What did I miss?" Billy asked. "Nothing much, dear. Just some girl talk," Catherine said smoothly as she sipped her wine. The confusion must have stayed on my face because Billy looked at me and asked, "Must have been deep girl talk. Are you okay, baby?" I stared at Billy for a long few moments. Billy seemed to grow more and more nervous as he shifted in his seat. "I am confused," I admitted. My father-in-law froze instantly. Catherine choked on her wine as Billy went sheet white. "Did I say something wrong?" I asked, growing more and more anxious. "What was going on?" No, Billy stuttered out as he sipped some water. I glanced around at his parents, hoping to understand what was going on. Neither of them would meet my eyes. "Billy, I'm your wife. What are you hiding?" I asked forwardly. Billy choked on his water enough that I had to pat his back. "I'm not hiding anything," Billy stated with a high-pitched voice. "You are great at many things." I patted Billy's hand. "Lying is not one of them." Billy swallows nervously before looking to his mother, Catherine. I raise a curious eyebrow. "The whole family knew and I didn't, so it had to be before I met him. Was it before I met you, Billy?" I asked. Billy's hands trembled as he slowly answered, "Yes." Catherine glanced at Billy with sympathy as I caught her mouthing, "I'm sorry," to Billy. My nerves started to get the best of me. "What can be so bad?" I asked, and that seemed to drain all the color from Billy. My eyes widened in alarm. My father-in-law tried to cover his bark of laughter as a cough. Catherine wouldn't meet my eyes as she held a small frown on her face. At this point, the food was forgotten on the table. "What aren't you telling me, husband?" I asked defiantly, masking my nerves with anger. "I don't have any secrets from you, my wife," Billy snapped back in agitation. Catherine glanced at her husband in worry as she chewed her lip. "Don't you dare snap at me," I said calmly as I could. Billy scouted out of his chair, towering over me. "Don't tell me what I can and cannot do." I snapped out of my own chair as my father-in-law hid in his arms. Catherine was staring at Billy and I. "Don't you dare try and intimidate me," I snapped. "Just tell me what the heck you are hiding," I scream in his face. Catherine finally spoke. "Billy, you have to tell her. For God's sake, dear, she married you without knowing. That is unfair to her and yourself." I spun around to Catherine as she spoke. It only left me with a feeling of dread. "Married me without knowing?" I repeat as I turned to Billy. Billy rubbed a hand down on his face as he mumbled something under his breath. My father-in-law spoke. "Just tell her, son." "Tell me what?" I snapped completely. The restaurant patrons all turned to stare at us. "I was female at birth," Billy snarled into my face. I staggered backwards as my face went red in anger. "And you hid this from me?" I growled in frustration. "I didn't tell you because you want children and I can't give you them," Billy muttered. "What on earth made you think I want children?" I asked, suddenly confused. Billy's head snaps up to me. "You don't? But you're always cooing at the babies you see." "That's right, because they aren't my children." "I couldn't do that," I say plainly. Billy swept in and kissed me as I heard a photo click. It did take couples therapy for us to work through Billy being born a female and me trying to understand. However, Billy is my partner if he's a girl or male, and I made sure Billy knew that every day.